You think you're taking care of your Lexus? Think again. Right now, you might be making mistakes that are slowly killing your engine. Small things that seem harmless, things your buddy told you were fine, or things you read on some random forum. But here's the truth. These mistakes add up, and over time, they turn a bulletproof Lexus engine into a ticking time bomb. I'm talking about carbon buildup that chokes your valves, oil sludge that clogs your passages, worn components that fail catastrophically at 150,000 miles instead of lasting 400,000. And the worst part? Most of these mistakes are completely avoidable. Today, I'm going to show you the 9 fatal mistakes that destroy Lexus engines. Some of these are things people do every single day without realizing the damage. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to stop doing, what to start doing, and how to keep your Lexus engine running strong for hundreds of thousands of miles. Stick around, because mistake number 6 is something 8 out of 10 Lexus owners do wrong, and it's costing them thousands in premature engine wear. Let's get into it. Mistake 1. Skipping oil changes, the silent killer. Let's start with the obvious one, because it's still the biggest engine killer I see. Skipping oil changes. I know, you've heard this a million times, but here's why it matters more for Lexus engines than you think. Modern Lexus engines run tighter tolerances than ever before. Thinner oil, smaller passages, more precise components. This is great for performance and fuel economy, but it also means your engine is less forgiving when the oil goes bad. When you skip oil changes, here's what happens. First, the oil breaks down. It gets thick, sludgy, and loses its ability to lubricate. Now you've got metal-on-metal contact inside your engine. Second, contaminants build up. Dirt, carbon, fuel dilution, moisture, it all stays in the oil. That gunk circulates through your engine, scratching cylinder walls, clogging passages, and wearing out bearings. Third, sludge form. This is the worst one. Sludge is like cholesterol in your arteries. It blocks oil flow to critical components, and eventually, something starves for oil and fails catastrophically. I've seen Lexus engines with 180,000 miles that look brand new inside because the owner changed the oil every 5,000 miles. And I've seen engines with 80,000 miles that are full of sludge and need to be replaced because the owner stretched it to 15,000 miles between changes. Here's the rule. Change your oil every 5,000 to 6,000 miles, no exception. I don't care what the manual says about 10,000 mile intervals. That's only for perfect conditions, which almost nobody drives in. Use quality synthetic oil. Change the filter every time, and your engine will thank you with 400,000 plus miles of service. Mistake 2. Using the wrong oil. Not all oil is created equal, and using the wrong oil in your Lexus can cause serious damage over time. Here's what I mean. Every Lexus engine is designed for a specific oil viscosity. Most modern models call for 0W20 or 5W30 synthetic oil. That's not a suggestion, it's a requirement. If you use the wrong viscosity, like 10W40 because thicker is better, you're actually hurting your engine. Thicker oil doesn't flow as well, especially on cold start. That means critical components don't get lubricated fast enough, and you're wearing out your engine every time you start it. Thinner oil flows better, protects better in modern engines, and is what your Lexus was designed to use. Also, don't cheap out and use conventional oil when your engine calls for synthetic. Synthetic oil handles heat better, lasts longer, and protects your engine way more effectively. And here's another mistake: using universal or compatible oil instead of oil that meets the exact specifications in your manual. Your manual will list something like API SN+ or ILSAC GF6. Make sure the oil you buy has those certifications on the bottle. Bottom line, use the exact oil your Lexus calls for. Don't get creative. Don't listen to your buddy who knows a guy. Follow the manual and your engine stays protected. Mistake 3. Ignoring the cooling system. Your cooling system is just as important as your oil, but most people completely ignore it. Big mistake. Here's what happens when you neglect your coolant. Over time, coolant breaks down and turns acidic, and when it does, it starts eating your engine from the inside. It corrodes aluminum components, it attacks rubber seals and gaskets, and it wears out your water pump bearings. I've seen Lexus engines with external coolant leaks, internal coolant leaks into the combustion chamber, and failed water pumps, all because the owner never changed the coolant. Here's the fix. Change your coolant every 50,000 miles or 5 years, whichever comes first. Yes, I know Toyota/Lexus says long life coolant can last 100,000 miles. Don't believe it. By 60,000 miles, that coolant is already turning acidic and doing damage. Use genuine Toyota/Lexus pink coolant or a high-quality equivalent. Flush the system completely, not just a drain and fill. And if you have a hybrid, don't forget the inverter coolant. It needs to be changed too. Your cooling system keeps your engine from overheating and prevents internal corrosion. Treat it like the critical system it is. If you made it this far, then consider liking this video, giving it a thumbs up, and subscribing to my channel. This helps me bring you more honest car advice. And if you want a complete maintenance plan to protect your Lexus engine from all 9 of these fatal mistakes, click the link in the description to grab my free 500,000-mile car maintenance blueprint. It shows you exactly when and how to service every system so you never make these costly errors. Mistake 4. Running low on oil between changes. Here's a mistake that sneaks up on people. You check your oil and it's half a quart low. You think, hey, I'm changing it in a few weeks anyway. I'll top it off then. Wrong. Running even half a quart low can cause serious damage over time. Here's why. Your oil pump is designed to work with a full oil pan. When the level drops, the pump has to work harder. Worse, the oil that's left has to do more work, and it breaks down faster. Plus, low oil means less cooling. Oil doesn't just lubricate, it also carries heat away from hot spots like your pistons and bearings. Less oil means more heat, and more heat means accelerated wear. I've seen engines that burned through a quart every 2,000 miles, and the owners just kept driving without topping it off. Eventually, the engine threw a rod because it was running on fumes. Here's the rule. Check your oil at least once a month. If it's low, top it off immediately with the correct oil. Don't wait for your next oil change. And if you're consistently burning oil a quart every 1,000 miles or more, that's a sign of a bigger problem. Get it diagnosed before you destroy your engine. Mistake 5. Cold starts and immediate hard driving. This one kills engines faster than almost anything else. You start your Lexus on a cold morning and immediately rev it up or stomp on the gas to merge into traffic. Bad idea. Here's what's happening inside your engine during a cold start. The oil is thick and cold. It hasn't circulated to all the components yet. Your pistons, camshafts, and bearings are essentially running dry for the first few seconds. If you immediately rev the engine or drive hard, you're forcing those components to work under extreme stress with minimal lubrication. That causes wear, lots of it. Over time, this wears out piston rings, scores cylinder walls, and damages bearings. And all of that wear is 100% preventable. Here's the right way to do it. Start your engine and let it idle for 30 seconds to 1 minute. That's enough time for oil to circulate. Then, drive gently for the first 5 to 10 minutes. No hard acceleration, no high RPMs, just easy cruising. Once your engine reaches normal operating temperature, you're good to go. Drive however you want. This simple habit will add tens of thousands of miles to your engine's life. Trust me. Mistake 6. Ignoring carbon buildup, the hidden destroyer. Here's the mistake that 8 out of 10 Lexus owners make without even knowing it. Carbon buildup. If you have a Lexus with direct injection, most models from 2010 onward, you're at risk. Here's the problem. Direct injection sprays fuel directly into the combustion chamber, which is great for power and efficiency. But it also means fuel never touches the intake valves. In older engines, fuel would wash over the valves and keep them clean. But with direct injection, Carbon builds up on the valves over time, and when carbon builds up, bad things happen. Your engine starts to misfire, you lose power, fuel economy drops, and eventually, the valves get so clogged that your engine runs rough all the time. The fix? Walnut blasting. It's a process where mechanics blast crushed walnut shells through the intake to clean the carbon off the valves. It costs $400 to $800, and it needs to be done every 60,000 to 100,000 miles on direct injection engines. But here's how you prevent it from getting bad in the first place. Use top-tier gasoline with detergents. Brands like Chevron, Shell, and Mobil have additives that reduce carbon buildup. Run a bottle of fuel system cleaner like Chevron Techron or BG44K through your tank every 5,000 miles. Drive your car hard occasionally. Short trips and constant idling make carbon buildup worse. Get on the highway and let your engine breathe at higher RPMs once in a while. If you ignore carbon buildup, you're looking at rough running, misfires, and eventually expensive valve cleaning or even engine damage. Don't let it happen. Mistake 7. Using cheap gas, the slow poison. Here's a mistake that seems harmless but slowly destroys your engine. Using cheap, low-quality gas. I get it. Gas is expensive, and saving 20 cents per gallon at the sketchy station down the street sounds tempting. But here's what you're really doing. Cheap gas has lower quality detergents, or sometimes none at all. That means carbon and deposits build up faster in your fuel system, injectors, and intake valves. Cheap gas can also have contaminants like water or dirt. That damages your fuel injectors and can cause misfires. And if your Lexus calls for premium fuel, 91 or 93 octane, using regular will cause engine knock. Knock is basically your fuel igniting too early, and it hammers your pistons and rings. Over time, knock causes serious damage to piston rings, cylinder walls, and even your engine's internals. Here's the rule. Always use top-tier gas from reputable brands. Look for the top-tier logo at the pump. And if your Lexus calls for premium, use premium. Don't cheap out. Saving a few bucks on gas today will cost you thousands in engine repairs later. Mistake 8. Neglecting the air filter. Your air filter seems like a small thing, but it's actually critical to engine health. Here's why. Your engine needs clean air to run properly. The air filter blocks dirt, dust, bugs, and debris from entering the engine. When the filter gets clogged, your engine can't breathe. That causes a few problems. First, you lose power. The engine is starving for air, so it can't make full power. Second, fuel economy drops. The engine compensates for the lack of air by running rich, too much fuel, and that wastes gas. Third, unfiltered air can get through. If the filter is really bad, dirt can bypass it and get sucked into the engine. That dirt acts like sandpaper on your cylinder walls and piston rings. I've seen engines with scored cylinders because the owner never changed the air filter and dirt got through. Here's the fix. Change your air filter every 12,000 to 15,000 miles or once a year. It's cheap, usually $15 to $30 for a quality filter. And on most Lexus models, you can do it yourself in 5 minutes. Don't neglect this. A clean air filter keeps your engine healthy and running strong. Mistake 9. Revving a cold engine. Last one, and it's a killer. Revving your engine before it's warmed up. I see people do this all the time. They start their Lexus and immediately rev it to clear it out or warm it up faster. Terrible idea. Here's what happens when you rev a cold engine. The oil is still cold and thick. It hasn't circulated to all the components yet. When you rev the engine, you're forcing those components to move fast without proper lubrication. That causes wear on camshafts, lifters, piston rings, and bearings. And that wear is permanent. Plus, revving a cold engine doesn't actually warm it up faster. The engine warms up based on combustion heat, not RPMs. All you're doing is causing unnecessary stress. Here's the right way to warm up your engine. Start it and let it idle. Don't touch the gas pedal. Just let it sit for 30 seconds to 1 minute. Then, drive gently until it reaches normal operating temperature. That's it. No revving, no hard acceleration, just easy driving. Do this every time, and your engine will last way longer. The bottom line, stop destroying your engine. Look, Lexus builds some of the most reliable engines on the planet, but even the best engine can be destroyed by poor maintenance and bad habits. If you're making any of these 9 mistakes, stop now, today, before it's too late. Change your oil on time, use the right oil, take care of your cooling system, don't run low on oil, warm up your engine properly, address carbon buildup, use quality gas, change your air filter, and never rev a cold engine. Do these things, and your Lexus engine will reward you with 300,000, 400,000, even 500,000 miles of smooth, reliable service. Ignore them, and you'll be shopping for a new engine before you hit 150,000 miles. The choice is yours. And if you want a complete, step-by-step plan to avoid all 9 of these fatal mistakes and keep your Lexus running like new for decades, click the link in the description to download my free 500,000-mile car maintenance blueprint. It covers every critical service, every fluid change, and every maintenance interval your Lexus needs to stay bulletproof. Don't destroy your engine. Protect it with the right maintenance. Grab your free copy now. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to watch this next video as we're sharing insider tips to help you cut repair costs and keep your car running like new.